Why is Naruto poor? This may seem like a weird question, but he never really had money. Every time he opened that frog wallet of his, there was nothing inside. Naruto also lived in a pretty run-down apartment. The place may be big if you think about it, but it's definitely not in the best part of the Leaf Village. It's in an apartment complex, doesn't seem to be the highest end of a place that you can get in the village itself. Naruto was also drinking spoiled milk in chapter 3, which is really bad for you, but he didn't realize it was spoiled, I guess, or he just didn't have money, so this is up in the air. He also ate a lot of instant ramen, so much so that Kakashi complained about it because it's not very good for you. And instant ramen is famously a very cheap food. Now, maybe Kid Naruto's dietary habits don't stem from him being poor, just being not well educated into what he should eat because he was an orphan. Nobody really raised a little boy. But he still didn't live in the best place in the world, and he seemed to be always out of money. The only time he got some money in those carnival stands, whenever he was with Jiraiya spent it with some ladies of the night and alcohol, so Naruto was really pissed about it. I mean, if you don't know this, in the manga, when Jiraiya stomped that Chunin with the Rasengan, the first time we get introduced to the Rasengan, he actually steals the guy's wallet after the guy gets knocked out. In the anime, that's cut, so we don't really see it, but I guess Naruto got some money there. But then you may be saying, well, obviously Naruto's not going to be very rich because he's a genin. Genins famously don't earn a lot of money because they just go on D and C rank missions at most. Those are the missions that pay the least. And also, he didn't have parents to financially support him in any way, so yeah, he's going to be poor. But then I ask you this, where is Minato's inheritance? Shouldn't Naruto have gotten the money his dad left behind? And Kushina as well, she was also a ninja of the Leaf Village, therefore she was paid. And yet, it doesn't seem like Naruto saw any of that money at all. Well, first we have to determine how rich Kushina and Minato really were back when they were alive, which is not the easiest thing to do. Now, we know nothing about the Namikaze clan at all. We don't even know if Minato's parents were alive. We just don't know if Minato's clan/family was rich, so we just cannot assume he inherited a lot of money. And like, for example, someone who was born in the main branch family of the Hyuga clan, that's probably gonna grow up very rich. But let's assume that the Namikaze clan is a very unknown clan, which kinda is a possibility here because we never hear about the Namikaze again after Minato dies, so they're probably not a big deal in the Leaf Village, so we can't just assume Minato didn't grow up rich, he had to make his own money. And how does a ninja make money in the Naruto universe? Well, you complete missions and you get paid for them. Obviously, Minato's ninja career was gonna be different from everybody else because he became the Hokage when he was 23 years old, and therefore he wasn't going to complete normal missions anymore. The Hokage's job is very different, but we can also assume the Hokage is going to get a pretty hefty salary because he is running the entire village and he should be paid well for it, I guess. Still, Minato was only Hokage for about a year, so it's not going to matter all that much, but it's also going to add up. So how many missions exactly did Minato complete? Well, according to the data books, he completed 847 official missions, being 122 D rank, 147 C rank, 216 B rank, 323 A rank, and 39 S rank missions. So that's a very substantial amount, if I may say so myself. And the thing is, Minato died at 24 years old, and he became a ninja at 10 years old. So he had 14 years worth of a ninja career, and one of those years was spent being the Hokage. So really, he only did missions for about 13 years, and he did a lot of missions. Especially when you consider the A rank missions, 323, that's a lot, and the A rank missions pay really well. Not as good as an S rank mission, for example, but still really well, and he had 39 S rank missions too. So he had all those missions in just 13 years, which is actually kind of crazy. For a point of comparison, the ninja from the Leaf Village that completed the most missions out of all of them, really, was Jiraiya, with a little bit over 1,800 missions, which is over twice as much as Minato. But also remember, Jiraiya lived twice as much as Minato as well. He died at 53 years old, and he became a ninja earlier than Minato himself at around 7 years old, meaning that Jiraiya had 46 years worth of a ninja career compared to Minato's 14. You can see that Minato completed more missions per year, I guess you could put it that way, than Jiraiya. And obviously, completing more missions is going to give you more money, therefore Minato probably had a pretty hefty amount of money in the bank, or whatever they keep the money in the Naruto universe, I don't know, it was never explained. Kushina was also a shinobi as well. Now we see, especially in the Minato one-shot, that Kushina was very sheltered, and she probably didn't go on that many missions, but she was a ninja, and it's likely that she went to at least a few missions to at least pay her bills. And Kushina obviously didn't inherit any money. She came from the Uzumaki clan, which was a destroyed clan. She was an orphan, so she didn't really have a family to give her money when she was a kid. But that doesn't mean Minato and Kushina would be poor by any extent. They lived at a pretty nice house, if you look at it. Way better than the place Naruto lived in when he was a kid. And they seem to be doing pretty well whenever we saw them in flashbacks. flashbacks and things of the sort. So why did Naruto not inherit all the money Minato may have left, and also their home? Well, maybe the home was rented, so Naruto couldn't inherit it, but I kind of doubt it. I mean, we just don't know exactly how the real estate business works in the Naruto universe, and I'm pretty sure that at this very moment, a lot of people were already screaming at the screen saying, Hiruzen, that bastard, he stole Minato's money and never gave it to Naruto because Hiruzen's the worst person in the world. Even though he isn't. I made a video comparing what Hiruzen did for Naruto and what Jiraiya did for Naruto. It's not even close. But you see, Naruto may not have grown up rich and wealthy and whatnot, but he still grew up under a roof. He could eat every day. He had clothes. He had utilities working on his apartment, so the bills were paid for. And Naruto only began going on missions at 12 years old, and he didn't really accomplish that much, especially in Naruto Part 1. He didn't go on that many missions, so he couldn't have paid for a lot of stuff. When he leaves with Jiraiya for the time skip to train with him, obviously Jiraiya paid for things because Jiraiya is rich, so it doesn't really matter. But during all those 12 years of Naruto growing up alone in the Leaf Village, while Jiraiya was nowhere to be seen doing anything other than helping raising Naruto, being Naruto's godfather, Naruto's bills were being paid for, Naruto had a roof to live under, and sure, the Leaf Village kind of hated the guy because he was an Jinchuriki, but he was still alive. The most likely explanation is that Hiruzen used Minato and Kushina's money that they left after they died to raise Naruto, to pay for his expenses. Now there's a stupid filler episode where Hiruzen comes up to Naruto and puts money on the table in his home and says, oh, don't spend it too quickly, whatever. A lot of people used to hate on Hiruzen because, yeah, it's a really mean scene. Naruto asks Hiruzen, who are my parents? What's going on? Why do people hate me? And Hiruzen's just like, yeah, whatever, I don't care, and just leaves. It's really stupid because it paints Hiruzen in a very bad light, and a lot of people just think that's canon and use that to justify the Hiruzen hatred, even though Hiruzen's a pretty good Hokage. I'm not saying he made no mistakes whatsoever because he let Orochimaru run away, but he also won 3 great ninja wars for the Leaf Village, so, you know. It's very likely that he simply used Minato and Kushina's money in order to help with Naruto's expenses. I mean, I guess one could argue that the expenses could come from the public funds of the Leaf Village because Naruto was a Jinchuriki and therefore a person of interest that should be raised properly. Because for anybody that has kids, you'll know that raising a kid is expensive. I'm not certain if you have to pay for the Leaf Village's academy in order for your kid to go in there, because it seems like it should be something that the village sponsors, because obviously it's good for the village and the nation for you to build up an army of ninjas. But even if you don't have to pay for the ninja academy, just the amount of money you're going to spend with food with your kid until he's 12 years old, the age Naruto became a ninja, that's gonna be pretty substantial. And then there's also the rent of the place, utilities, and everything for 12 freaking years. Minato fulfilled a lot of missions, and he was Hokage for a year, so he definitely had a decent amount of money, but he certainly wasn't a billionaire, so obviously this is not gonna last Naruto that long. And Hiruzen probably didn't want to give Naruto the money personally. Oh, go spend this, Naruto, however you want, because Naruto was a kid, and a pretty impulsive kid at that. He would most likely spend the money on, well, ramen and other stupid things. Well, the ramen is stupid, but if you eat ramen every day, you know, in every meal, that's not good for you. So Hiruzen was most likely controlling the spending of Minato's cash to make sure it would be used the best way possible with Naruto. Now, I guess you could make conspiracy theories saying that, oh, Hiruzen stole the money, he was corrupt. But that'd just be blind hatred towards Hiruzen that makes no sense whatsoever. So this is the in-universe explanation as to why Naruto never saw Minato's money when he was a kid. But out of universe, well, it's even more simple to explain. Naruto is supposed to be the underdog of the series. Yeah, a lot of people are gonna say that Naruto's not the underdog because he has 9 tails, has a lot of chakra and stuff like that. But you can still be the underdog even if you have powerful abilities. It's not something like, oh, only Rock Lee can be an underdog because he can't do anything. No, Naruto is very much cursed from the day he was born, so he is the underdog. And to add into that sense of Naruto being an underdog, he had to be poor as well, because, I mean, if you're really, really rich, you're not gonna feel so much as the underdog anymore, even though you can still write a rich character that can be an underdog too. It's just the way you go about doing so, but obviously a poorer character is going to resonate much more with audiences, and so they're going to relate to Naruto much more. Therefore, Kishimoto made Naruto, the main character, really damn poor. If you compare him to Sasuke, for example, Sasuke lives in a pretty nice apartment, and he never seemed to struggle with money whatsoever in Naruto Part 1, which means he probably still had access to that Uchiha clan fund, because let's be real, obviously the Uchiha clan was gonna get way more money than just Minato, and Kushina, I guess, but still, different circumstances, different characters. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, and please like the video to help it with the YouTube algorithm. them. Also, watch this other cool Naruto video right here, and ring notifications so you always know when the videos come out. Thank you very much for watching.